All right, everyone, buckle up, because today we are diving into something that's sure to get those taste buds tingling: sugar and artificial sweeteners, and more specifically, how they really affect weight gain. We've had a ton of questions about this, so get ready for some fascinating insights.
And the really exciting part is we're not just talking about some small study here. We're going deep into a massive research project, the SWEET project, published in the European Journal of Nutrition.
Okay, so right off the bat, European Journal of Nutrition, SWEET project, sounds pretty official. But what makes this research so special?
Well, for starters, they followed over 80,000 people across Europe, and not just for a few weeks or months, but for almost a decade.
Wow, a decade-long study. That's a serious commitment to getting some answers. So what did they find? Spill the tea, or should I say, spill the sugar.
All right, no more teasers. Get ready for shocker number one. The study did find that sugary drinks are linked to weight gain. No big surprise there, right?
That's what we've always heard.
But here's the twist. The actual impact was surprisingly small.
Really?
Yeah, we're talking a potential weight gain of just 0.02 kilograms per year for the average person. That's less than half an ounce.
Wow, that's way less than I would have thought.
Oh.
You'd think with all the talk about sugary drinks leading to obesity, the impact would be huge.
It's easy to get caught up in the hype, for sure, but hold on, because it gets even more interesting. There's another plot twist.
Another one. Okay, hit me.
So they also looked at drinks with those low or no-calorie sweeteners, the diet stuff. And get this, the research found those drinks might actually be linked to slightly more weight gain than the sugary drinks.
Wait, seriously? The diet drinks were linked to more weight gain. So you're telling me ditching the regular soda for the diet version might not be the magic bullet for weight loss?
Well, before everyone listening swears off diet soda forever, let's be clear. This doesn't mean artificial sweeteners magically make you gain weight. It's not that simple. Our bodies are way too complex for a simple cause and effect like that.
That makes sense. It's never that straightforward, is it?
Yeah.
But it does make you wonder, what happens if you swap out, say, a regular soda for a diet version every day? Does that actually make a difference in the long run?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And the researchers were determined to find out. They used something called substitution models to try and pinpoint the effects of making that one-to-one swap.
Okay, substitution models. Now that sounds a bit intimidating. Break it down for us. What does that even mean?
It's actually not as complicated as it sounds. Imagine you have a regular soda every day with lunch. A substitution model would look at what happens if you swap that soda for a diet soda every single day.
So it's like a real-world experiment where you isolate just that one change.
Exactly. It helps researchers figure out the impact of that specific swap.
Makes sense. Instead of just looking at how much sugary stuff someone drinks overall, they zoom in on the effects of making that one change.
Precisely. And here's where things get really interesting. Even with these sophisticated models, the results were still inconclusive.
You're kidding. So even with all that data, all that analysis, they couldn't definitively say swapping equals weight loss, or sticking with sugar means you'll definitely gain weight.
No, not quite. It just goes to show how incredibly complex the relationship is between sweeteners and our bodies. It's not a simple equation. There are a whole bunch of factors at play.
It's like our bodies are playing this giant game of Clue with sugar as the weapon, and we're all trying to figure out who done it. But jokes aside, this research has some real implications for our everyday lives, don't you think?
Absolutely. And that's what I find so fascinating about this kind of research. We're not just talking about numbers on a page. We're talking about what people are putting into their bodies every single day.
Exactly. This isn't just some academic exercise, so let's bring it home for our listeners. If this research doesn't give us a clear-cut answer about swapping drinks, what's the takeaway? Why should we care?
Well, for one thing, it really challenges that idea of the magic bullet. That one simple change, that one food or drink we can eliminate to magically lose weight. This study highlights that it's just not that easy. Neither sugary drinks nor artificially sweetened ones are the magic solution.
So ditching the soda for a diet version might not be the quick fix some people are hoping for.
Right. It's not as simple as just switching from one thing to another. Our weight is influenced by so many factors, from our genes to how active we are to our overall diet. It's about the big picture, not just demonizing one specific drink.
It's like that saying, you can't outrun a bad diet.
Exactly. And while this particular study focused on weight, we also have to remember that our health is multifaceted. There's so much more to consider beyond just the number on the scale.
That's a great point. And it kind of makes you wonder if these sweeteners are affecting our weight in ways we're still trying to understand. What other subtle effects might they be having on our bodies?
It's definitely a question worth exploring, and this study really opens the door for more research into those potential long-term effects.
It's a good reminder that we always need to be curious and keep asking questions, keep digging deeper. After all, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to our health, right? This deep dive into the world of sweeteners has been pretty wild, honestly.
Definitely makes you think twice about what you're sipping on, huh?
No kidding. It's like we peeked behind the curtain and realized there's a whole lot more to sugar and sweeteners than we thought.
And way more than we actually have figured out.
Exactly. It's a bit like we're putting together a puzzle, but the pieces keep changing shape on us.
And the picture on the box is still pretty blurry.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you really hope listeners will take away from all of this?
That's a tough one. But I think the biggest takeaway is this. Don't be afraid to question things.
Question things like
Everything.
Yeah.
Don't just accept the latest health headlines or fads. Dig a little deeper, ask questions, and be your own health advocate.
I love that. Dig deeper, just like we've done here today.
Exactly. And remember, there's no one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to health and nutrition.
So true. What works for one person might not work for another.
It's all about finding what works best for you and your body.
Couldn't agree more. Well, on that note, a big thank you to everyone for joining us on this deep dive into the sweet and sometimes surprising world of sweeteners.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep those questions bubbling.